1963, I was a member of a college choir that was on a European tour, which is how I came to be sitting with friends in a bar in Luzerne, Switzerland, when Richard Nixon walked in. He was by himself, and he struck up a conversation with us. I wish I could imitate him. I can't do that. He said, "So you're singers, you say?" I say, "Yes, sir, we are." "So you may know I'm a bit of a musician myself, piano." "No, sir, we didn't know." There was a piano in the bar. Nixon walked over to it and motioned for us to follow him. So for about an hour, he sat down and played, and we sang. So this is sort of a cool one-off moment, right? Four half-lit college kids singing with the Vice President of the United States in a bar in Switzerland. So from there, our tour went on to Germany and Berlin, and we even had an overnight stay in East Berlin. Our bus entered East Berlin at Checkpoint Charlie. That's a tourist trap now, but back then it was ground zero in the Cold War. It was just a little narrow opening in the Berlin Wall. It just bristled with soldiers and guns on both sides. We'd been forewarned that the situation was very delicate, very easy to get in trouble. Even something as slight as taking a picture of anything remotely military could create a big problem. An East German guide and a soldier came on the bus, and they had us in tow the entire time. At our hotel, the guide took us on a walk and through a nearby park, and in the middle of this park was a small billboard extolling Russian space travel. And at the bottom of the billboard were 6 individual portraits of the then Russian cosmonauts. So there's no rational explanation or excuse for this, but late that night, my roommate John and I slipped out of the hotel into the park, ripped off 2 of the portraits, tore away their backing, stuffed the pictures in our shirts. Back at the hotel, we agreed that the best bet for getting the things out safely was to pin them to our undershorts. John had a safety pin. All I had was a tie tack, but that seemed to work, so that was the plan. The next morning, we overslept, so we had to race for the bus. Our room was on the 6th floor, and the elevators didn't work. Halfway down the stairs, the tie tack came loose, and the cosmonaut started inching down my leg. At the door, he was at my knee. The bus was about 100 feet away. I pretended that my knee itched, and I walked to the bus, scratching my knee and holding the thing in place. If you ever want to look conspicuous and feel stupid, try walking 100 feet while scratching your knee. But I made it, or I thought I made it. Got on the bus, found a seat, and rooched the thing back into place. Going back on the border, everything went bad quickly. The guide and the soldier got out. They got into a long conversation with the border guards. The barrier did not go up. We got shunted off to the side, all of us taken off of the bus into some nearby building where our passports were checked and our bags were searched. Back on the bus, nothing moved and nobody spoke. Time passed. I got this sick feeling that this was going to end really badly for me, maybe for everybody else. More time passed, a half hour. My stomach was churning, the air in the bus got stale. I opened the window, just put my face out to get a breath of air. I could see over to the West Berlin side. It was 30, 40 yards away, but honest to Pete, it looked like a mile, and I really didn't think I was going to get there. A limousine pulled up to the barrier, and in short order, the barrier went up, but the limo didn't go through. Then the rear window went down, And there was Richard Nixon looking over at our bus. He got out and started walking toward us, was intercepted by the guards. There was some gesturing back and forth, and then they took him into that building where we'd been searched. In just about a minute, they were back out, and one of the guards signaled our driver to start up. Nixon was standing right by the bus, grinning. As we started to move and the barrier went up, I stuck my fist out, thumbs up. He did that goofy hands clasped victory sign that you might remember, and shouted, "They were just messing with you." And in another minute, we were safe. Like,